haunted hotels, haunted lighthouses, and some ice worms. Everything's haunted, apparently, in Alaska. And there's some gross worms. Who would have thought? Alaska's built different, I guess. Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Taylor McWaters. Here are the top 10 evil places in Alaska you were warned not to visit by yours truly. Here we go, don't do this. Number 10, Captain Cook Hotel. The Captain Cook Hotel, of course located in Anchorage, Alaska, is said to be haunted by the ghost of one John Jack Sturgis, who is a former chef at the hotel who died in a fire back in 1986. What a start to a list already. We're just in the ghost depths already. Guests and staff alike have reported various paranormal experiences, such as unexplained voices, cold spots, and the sound of footsteps in empty hallways, which, I don't know, all signs point to ghosts when you put those in a row. Some guests have even reported seeing the apparition of a man in a chef's uniform. I'm not trying to laugh. That's just, imagine that, you know what I mean? 4 a.m. in the middle of the night. You're like, chef, may I? Could you turn off the light? Thanks. Like a ghost wearing a chef's hat. It's like, that's only funny. That is an only funny thing. That is from Luigi's Mansion. He's just smacking the spatula all night looking at you. He's like, how do you like your eggs? I'm like, that's so scary. Despite these reports, the hotel remains a popular destination for visitors to Anchorage who are drawn to its unique haunted history. Apparently people want to see a ghost wearing a chef's hat. Honestly, now that I'm talking about it, I kind of want to see that too, but you know. Knock on wood. Number 9, the Golden North Hotel. The Golden North Hotel sounds like a Game of Thrones classic. There have been reports of paranormal activity on the 3rd floor of the Golden North Hotel in Skagway, Alaska. I like when it's specific, when it has a certain floor or certain room. That's how you know it's legit. Guests and staff have reported hearing strange noises, seeing apparitions, and feeling unexplained cold spots on the floor. I guess they're walking around with bare feet. Bare feet in a hotel? That's brave. Some have even claimed to have encountered the ghost of a former employee named Mary, who is said to haunt the hotel. All these ghosts that are haunting their past work establishments. If I die, I'm gonna haunt this place for sure. While the hotel embraces its haunted history and offers guided ghost tours for visitors, which is an odd flex, it's worth noting that paranormal experiences are subjective and not everybody may have the same encounter, okay? So, what's fun to some is haunting to others, so tread carefully in the ghost world. Don't make fun of people online, you know? Some are really afraid of ghosts with chef hats, so. Number 8, Gakona Lodge and Trading Post. There are reports and stories about Gakona Lodge and Trading Posts being haunted. There's a lot online. This is probably a very real one. Some visitors and staff have claimed to have experienced unusual occurrences and paranormal activity at this lodge, which was supposed to be a winter getaway, but now it's just a Stanley Kubrick classic. According to the stories, the ghost of a woman dressed in 1800s style clothing has been seen walking, or floating rather, through the lodge. And strange noises and footsteps have been heard in empty rooms. It's always an old-fashioned ghost too. It's never a ghost wearing a polo. You ever notice that? It's always like an old Victorian woman. Like why? Why can't we have a newer ghost? Slim pickings on the attire in heaven, I guess. Must be. They're like, hey, we have an old saggy robe and that's about it. Here you go. Go haunt a hotel. There have also been reports of objects moving on their own, doors opening and closing by themselves, and again, cold spots in certain areas on the floor, which, I don't know, it could be lousy heating, really, if you ask me. It's Alaska, right? Number 7, Westmark Fairbanks Hotel. There have been numerous reports of paranormal activity in room 277 of the Westmark Fairbanks Hotel in Alaska. Again, I like when it's a specific room. That for me seals the deal. It's like 1408. I'm locked in, now I'm a believer. It's so eerie. The room is said to have been haunted by the ghost of a woman who allegedly took her own life there many years ago, which is sad and terrifying. Guests who have also stayed in that room have reported feeling uneasy, or, my personal nightmare, they feel as if they're being watched all night. Yeah, just eyes in a painting watching you, I guess. Sometimes they even hear strange noises or voices and seeing unexplained movements of objects. Those classic 3 ghost things. Some guests have also claimed to have seen the ghostly figure of a woman in the room or in the hallway. So that's good. This one really hits all the marks. 5 stars for paranormal activity, really. Number 6, the Hilton Anchorage Hotel. Guests and staff members have both reported seeing apparitions, hearing strange noises, and experiencing other unusual phenomenon in various parts of the hotel. Phenomenon? I always add the N there. I'm not sure which one it is. One of the most commonly reported haunted areas of this hotel is said to be the 3rd floor, particularly rooms 309 and 317. 2 for 1 package. It's the north and south sides are haunted, but everything in the middle, Yeah, you're good. Just don't explore. Guests who have stayed in these rooms have both reported seeing ghostly apparitions and experiencing other strange occurrences, like lights turning on and off by themselves, and the feeling of being touched by an unseen presence. What a terrible, annoying ghost. I think I would rather see a ghost than have them with the lights all night long. You know what I mean? How annoying is that? You have to get out of your bed and keep shutting it off. That's the worst. That's worse than just being haunted, really. It is a Hilton, so it's probably at least a decent sleep, you know? They're good over there. They got a good, nice breakfast setup in the morning. It's all about the departure the next day. That's all it is for hotels. You could have ghosts all night, lights flickering, but you have a juice bar the next morning? I'll forget about the whole ordeal. We're good, 5 stars. I'm coming back. Number 5, the Van Gilder Hotel. Located in Seward, Alaska, the Van Gilder Hotel, I mean, first of all, this thing is tiny. It looks like a joke. It looks like a cartoon police station. How is this place haunted? It looks like a place Wreck-It Ralph would have a field day with. Small but mighty, I guess. The hotel, which was built in 1916, has a long history of ghosts and ghouls. Numerous reports of paranormal activity over the years. One of the most commonly reported haunted areas is the room 202, where guests have reported unexplained movements of objects and again, the feeling of being watched, which is so scary. I don't like that. It's the worst. There have also been reports of ghostly apparitions in other parts of the hotel, including the lobby and the stairwell. The lobby, these ghosts are getting brave. I mean, not even letting us check in and you're already moving shit around trying to scare us. That's very brave. Okay, you're excited. We get it. The most famous ghost associated with the Van Gilder Hotel is that of a woman named Fanny Guthrie Bame, who apparently died in the hotel back in the 1950s. Guests have reported seeing Fanny's ghostly figure on the 2nd floor. That's where she allegedly fell to her death from the balcony, which is so sad. If I didn't see that again though, as a ghost, I'd be like, oh, this is a terrible TikTok loop scenario. Number 4, Inlet Tower Hotel and Suites. Okay, this one is very large and it looks very haunted, okay? It doesn't look like a mini police station. This one's very Kubrick. This hotel, which was built in 1952, it already has a long history. It's seen a few deaths in its rooms, and of course, to follow, there have been numerous reports of ghostly apparitions over the years. Apparitions? I'm mixing it up now. I'm just saying random words. One of the most commonly reported haunted areas of the hotel is the 15th floor, way high up in here. This is haunted, where guests have heard strange moaning noises. It's kind of funny. It's terrifying, don't get me wrong, but like, that's kind of like, okay, who's doing that? Which room is that coming from, you know? Feeling cold spots and seeing ghostly figures walk around the hallways at night. It's your classic haunted hotel. The most famous ghost associated with the Inlet Tower Hotel is that of a woman who allegedly jumped to her death from the 15th floor. That is really high up. That's so sad. Guests have reported seeing her ghostly figure on the 15th floor, as well as in the hotel's elevator, which is better. That's definitely a step. As long as she's in the elevator this time around, we're good. Keep her in there, not outside on the scary balcony. Inside where it's safe. Number 3, the Fairbanks Memorial Hospital. A haunted hospital. Nice. I couldn't imagine a more vulnerable place to see a ghostly figure. Excuse me, can I get some more jello? Lights are flickering, some chicks floating. You're like, I'm gonna check out. The Fairbanks Memorial Hospital in Alaska. I mean, the hospital, first of all, it was built in 1972, and it has a long history of, well, hospital stuff. A lot of deaths, also a lot of new life. So silver lining, I guess. That's a good thing. One of the most commonly reported areas is the intensive care unit, the ICU. That's what the ghosts say. They say, hey, I see you right there. I'm gonna watch you all night. Both staff members and patients have reported hearing voices, feeling someone touch them who wasn't actually there, and seeing ghosts of past patients walk around the hallways at night. That's the scariest thing I've ever heard of. Past patients, just like. Visitors and staff members have reported seeing a ghostly figure, like a very specific ghostly figure in the ICU, as well as other parts of the hospital. So, could be a past nurse, could be someone who used to work there, maybe someone who was killed while they were building it. I don't know. It's a good ghost. It's a hospital good ghost. That's one you maybe don't mind bumping into at night. Number 2. Ice worms. Yeah, need I say more ice worms, I guess. That's a terrifying thing to look at now that you're in Alaska. I'm dodging these suckers all spring. Now I gotta worry about winter too? God, I hate worms. I'm Canadian. We don't need any ice worms, okay? We're all set. The only time a worm ever lives life in a glacial ice form is in Alaska. How impressive is that? One and only place you'll find ice worms. All your life you see worms shrivel up and then fade away on the sidewalk, but I've never ever seen one near ice. They're supposed to run out of fuel and then die off, but ice worms, these things just keep going. They get stronger. Should that icy temperature rise, however, above freezing, well, that's when these worms die off. It's the way we see worms go normally. They shrivel up and, you know, go, ugh. They get stronger the longer that they wait and plan. Honestly, these worms are kind of cool. If you're ever in Alaska and you see ice worms, comment down below. These are like Captain America worms. I'm weirdly into bugs and these things sound like they're from space, so had to include them. Ice worms. Number 1. The Eldred Rock Lighthouse. We'll finish up with a haunted lighthouse. Not the most exciting, but I'm doing my best here. It's that or ice worms. Both are pretty thrilling, okay? What's creepier than an island full of shipwrecks? You tell me. The lighthouse, which was built in 1906, is located on a remote island in the Lynn Canal, and it was in operation until 1973. One of the most notorious shipwrecks was the Clara Nevada steamship. Now, in 1898, she smashed into Eldred Rock, burst into flames instantly before sinking into the icy depths, probably surrounded by ice worms. The disaster took 75 lives, and it's also believed that hundreds of pounds of gold were on board when this ship sank. So it was a curse. It was for sure cursed. All that gold, that many people died. I smell a curse. I know it. One of the most commonly reported ghost occurrences at the Eldred Rock Lighthouse is the sighting of a ghostly woman, again, you guessed it, wearing all white. The classic Victorian gown. Legend has it the woman was a former lighthouse keeper's wife who died on the island and has remained there in spirit. Remained there. I guess she's stuck there for all of eternity, but we'll say she remained there. And if that's not enough for you, the lighthouse has been the subject of paranormal investigations. And some investigators have captured electronic voice phenomena. Yeah, they got EVPs on this island, so it's the real deal. That's how you know. Remind me to avoid this lighthouse at all costs. Great, cheers. I've been your host, Taylor McWaters. You've been you, keep being you, and we'll see you next time on Most Amazing Top 10. Bye.